Are you a Lego lover or a parent of someone that cannot have enough Legos? Well, I absolutely am, and today we are exploring Legoland Nagoya. So join us as we take you through what is unique to the Legoland in Japan, including the best rides in our opinion, tasty eats, and a walk through sea life as well, because that's always on with Legoland, right? And our favorite tips and tricks to help you plan your best trip. First of all, there are so many things that are similar. So if you have been to a Legoland in the US or elsewhere, there are a lot of things that will be familiar to you, but there are also so many things that are unique, and I'm excited to share that with you. The first thing is Ninjago area. There is still a Ninjago area, but there are several different rides and different things. So first of all, we really enjoyed the Spinjitzu ride, and if you do not do well with spinny things, as you can guess from the name, then do not go on this. My husband was absolutely one that said, no, I can't do any spinny things. Know yourself. But it is actually really fun. As you can see, it goes around in all the different ways and you get to adjust how you want to tumble forward, backwards, etc. There's also interactive kid areas, so it is not a line for anything. You just go up and play. There's carnival areas, and then there's also other rides that the Ninjago area, at least in San Diego, does not have. And just go explore and have fun. There's also different play areas, Lego figures or photo spots, and a lot of those are really fun because where else can you take a picture with a life-sized Lego creation, right? If you like that, or maybe your kids and you have fun with that. I absolutely adored being able to take fun pictures with my kids in places like this car, or there was the city police building. It was a whole building where you can build, and it was like a Lego city so the kids could go play in it. The play area they absolutely love the most, and I'm going to talk more about all of our favorite rides in a sec, but this playground was one of their favorite things because you can wet other people as they're running by. It's a ship, but there are little water shooter things. And so I had to try to run by friends and not get wet. But the adults can have some fun too. Let's talk about food, because whenever you go to a Japanese amusement park, like say Disney, go here if you want to check out why I love Tokyo Disney the most out of any other Disney. But just like any other amusement park, the food is fantastic. And there are popcorns that are 3 different flavors in 3 different spots. So if you want to try all their different popcorns, you got to go to them. But it was fun. It was delicious. And they also have brick fries, so Lego brick fries. So yes, they're fries, but they just look like Lego, so it's funner, of course, right? They taste the same, they just don't because it's funner. And then, of course, because it's Japan, you get these food replicas, which are just fun. You get to see what you are going to order, like actually what it might look like. And I don't know about you, but I love shopping in that way, where I go to the restaurant and I can see outside what the dishes look like. And yeah, I guess you could look at a menu and do something similar, but it is different when it's a 3D replica of non-edible food that looks like edible food. That's kind of the fun in Japan for me too. Is that you? Let me know in the comments. And then there are shops. Of course, there are the exclusive sets, and my kid absolutely got this exclusive set and loved it. It's like a little Legoland roller coaster, you know? They're not necessarily exclusive to Legoland Nagoya, but they are exclusive to Legoland. And we didn't find any that were necessarily super exclusive to Legoland Nagoya, but there are exclusive sets. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But the factory tour, I highly recommend you take the factory tour. I think it was really fun for me to see the different processes of how to make a Lego. And I think that is great for the kids to learn too. I don't know if I'm gonna have a future engineer or not, but it's just good to see where your stuff comes from and the process that it goes into. And you get a little Lego at the end. So you have a little keepsake that tells you it was a Legoland Nagoya factory tour brick, and the kids can keep that with them forever. So who doesn't like a free little thing, right? So go take the factory tour. Now let's go to our favorite rides, because We went in December. It was cold, it was Christmas, and there was no line. It was fantastic. I don't want everybody to be there at Christmas when we go next, but it was a fantastic time to go. Just check the crowd calendar. We absolutely loved the boat ride. It was cold. The kids wanted to go. I was doubtful, but it was really fun where I don't know, maybe we just like to try to not get wet by other people or try to wet people that are on the shore, because you can try to shoot at people that are waiting by the fence, or they can get you too because there are also water things that are going at you. But it was just fun, and our whole family got to ride together, and it was just a great experience. I don't know what else to say. It's a boat ride with shooting cannons. Another one that is in other Legolands too, but the underwater ride is always a favorite for us, where you can see fish, you can see Lego creatures, and you can also try to find things. So it's like a scavenger hunt. So it's all these things mixed into one, and you get to sit down. So if you've been standing for a long time, it's a great way to take a rest, have a scavenger hunt, see some cool fish, and find some cool underwater Lego creations. I already mentioned the Spinjitzu, but that was a favorite. Lost Kingdom Adventure is another one that is at other Legolands as well, but every time it's kind of fun. You get to laser enemies and try to get points. So if you have a competitive nature or competitive family, this is fun because, again, you are going around sitting in this ride, shooting lasers at enemies, targets, and trying to get the most points and beat the other family. Another hit, Driving School. They do a little bit differently, and so I think each one might do it a little differently, but this is the bigger driving school area, and the kids absolutely loved it. You got to stop at all the signs and all that. There is a little intro video that takes a little bit longer, but the kids love it. And there are roller coasters of all sizes for people of all ages, and I think the dragon one is probably the biggest. There is an age cap, friends, so if you're a teenager, you're probably not going to enjoy it as much. Even though as an adult, I still had fun, but I did go with little people. So the dragon one is probably the biggest, and we did that this time, and it was totally fine. It's not super, super scary. Even my husband that gets sick on roller coasters sometimes was able to go on it, and he was fine. The night ride one is easier. So if you have kids that don't want to go on the bigger roller coaster one, that one is great too. There's several, all kinds for everyone. And also, if you want to get some exercise in, walking all around the park isn't enough for you, there are some, like the pumping water firefighter truck one, that will definitely get you some exercise as you are riding the ride. So have at it if you want some exercise and you like competition, trying to beat all the other people trying to be firefighter, pumping water and extinguishing the fire first and getting back to your spot. It might be a little fun competition with all the other people around you. And our family's favorite area, at least for the adults, is Miniland, because it is different for every location in wherever the Legoland is held, because this one has all sorts of iconic Japanese spots in Miniland form, in Legoland creations, and what they do is simply amazing. And I loved going around and seeing the Nagoya castle that we had just visited, and so it was fun talking to the kids about, look at that Lego castle of the Nagoya castle that we just visited, or the Himeji castle. We also visited Himeji castle, or the Osaka area that we had just visited, or all these other things. And there's also places I want to go, like Hokkaido. I've never been to Hokkaido, and they had like a display for that too. So many different things that were absolutely beautiful, iconic. And then they also have these moving things and the Shinkansen going around, right? So cool to see all of that. So I would love to go to all the different Legolands just to see all the mini lands. They are so cool. What would it be like to be a Lego creator? That's a really cool job, isn't it? Anyway, I digress. And if you're going to Legoland, you might as well tack on Sea Life on the way out. And it is a fun little aquarium. It's not huge, but there is fun to be had because they do have this thing where you can try to scavenger hunt and find different things along the way, and you get a little treat bonus at the end if you find things. It's for kids, obviously, but there's also a petting area, and so if you want to touch different sea creatures, that is there. There's little playthings along the way. It is just fun. They have a lot of fun aquarium sea creatures to see and interact with along the way. Absolutely add it to the end. But that wraps up our fabulous day at Legoland Nagoya. From our favorite rides to sea life, it's been an unforgettable experience, and I'm so glad we went. If you're planning a visit or have been there before, drop your thoughts or favorites in the comments below. Or if you're curious about more theme parks in Japan like Universal, you'll want to go check out this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Mata ne!